Welcome to Disconnected. Your comments below are very, very welcome. I just give out my thoughts. Sometimes I'm not even convinced of my own thoughts. These are really more discussion points than anything else. I've been holding off to about talking about Tyre Nichols' death for a while because to me it's such a horrific issue. I think we all know what happened there. It is clearly plain to see by the footage, and I've got so much to say about it. It's just, I don't even know where to start. I'll try. At the top, you go and you say, well, how can this happen? How can this happen? You can clearly see the police being horrifically brutal to someone. Right, we will talk about the whole race issue later, but first of all, just human on human. Here are a bunch of police guys absolutely wailing on somebody that they already have restrained, right? No matter which way you cut it, it is horrific person on person violence. It absolutely looks and feels as if they wanted to kill this dude, right? There is no question about it. So that's number one. Number two, you go, well, why? What would make them do that? Why would these guys be so barbaric and brutal to another human being? Is it a power trip? Is it because they can? Is it because they feel like they can get away with it because so many have in the past? Why is it black guys killing a black guy? What happened there? What is this question about race then? It's always white cops, being overly brutal with a black person in the US. And then we also have this issue where all the discussion now is around policy, police brutality. It's about race. It's about cops versus the public versus the cops, etc., etc. But nobody actually addresses the real problem, the real massive elephant in the room, which is there's a fucking problem in the US. There is a problem which creates this gun violence. It's not the guns, it's not that. There's many other countries where people can have guns and own guns, but it is America which suffers this massive loss of life through guns. And it has nothing to do with the right of owning a gun, the right to bear arms and all this shit. It has to do with American society, which is absolutely broken and not fit for purpose anymore. And what I mean by that is like a society that is so at odds with each other, politically, demographically, did I say politically? I don't know. Economically, and what people want from life and how they want to achieve it, and the amount of quite obvious mental health issues that exist in that society because of the way that the society is structured. Now, I've always kind of excused the problem in America because if you look at American history and you understand how it was actually built up and how America came to be and the whole kind of mindset and the kind of people that immigrated there, you can understand that there is, this huge variation of people, and there's this American dream and this opportunity and possibility, but it is also all kind of set around self-reliance and building up your own thing. And I can only imagine that this has created this rift between have and have not. So, for example, I have something because I worked hard for it, so the other person can't have it or shouldn't have the opportunity to have it. Now, weirdly, amongst all of these horrible things I'm going to say about the US, not every, but pretty much the majority of Americans that I've met, and I've met quite a few, and there's a reason I met quite a few and actually had long conversations with quite a few. I don't want to get into that. But the point is, none of the people that I've met subscribe to this. So I couldn't stereotype or pigeonhole them into this quite obvious problem that we see as an outsider through the news. The people are all normal, genuine, helpful, respectful, caring. Fair enough, the odd one will say something stupid, but but we all do, right? We all have our, little things that kind of, where we all could be a little bit better. So honestly, it is a classic case of, you go to America and you see the police force having the latest cars, the fanciest cars, the weapons in the boots on them, in the front. They have every gadget and gizmo for law enforcement. But no one there is willing to spend money on the actual social issues that exist there. If you're disaffected in the States, you're lost. If you are, there's also, there's a few videos, I'll try and find them again and actually put the links down below, because it was like very telling. It's like America is the one country who really likes to get fooled by snake oil, right? It's like this classic case. Like, if there's a conspiracy theories, if there is some bullshit that can be solved, the Americans are the kind of like the first ones to, to a big degree, buy into bullshit, right? And fucking believe it. When it comes to conspiracy theories, flat Earth and the whole vaccine bullshit, you name it, they're the first ones to, like, where there is a big demographic which goes, yeah, right, yeah, I'll believe in that. Whereas other countries, it's just not that bad. Well, I think Australia is also going there at the moment, but never mind. It's like, if there's one place, if I wanted to smell snake oil, I wouldn't try it here where I live, because everybody's going to laugh at me or tell me to fuck off, right? But I probably have a good chance in the States still. Like, you can see it in so many different aspects of life in the US. This hyper religiousness in some areas, this extreme racism there, the militants, the Scientologists. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. A lot of these things just don't happen in kind of normal Western countries anymore, because we're all, I'm gonna say, we're just all smarter when it comes to this sort of stuff. But at the same time, most of the people I've ever met are not that stupid from the States. So again, what I'm trying to get at here is, like, maybe the media should stop hyping all this, where did the guy come from? Why did the police do that? Was it black on white? Was it black on black? Why? When the answer, we know what the answer is. We know why this happens. There is just a weird setup in the States where people, it must be a mental thing. It must be a mental health thing that brings you to a point where you are in a position of power. You've got all the power in your hands. You have guns and tasers and batons, handcuffs. You are a group of 3, 4, 5, and you've got one dude. And then what do? You fucking kill him. And here's the best part. They're so fucking dumb that they record this happening. That is the thing that got me the most about this whole issue. Is like, they obviously committed a crime and then filmed themselves. Now, how goddamn stupid must you be? And even if they, the cameras were on and they beat the shit out of this guy, at least somebody, you wouldn't imagine somebody say, oh, you know what, we need to, I don't know, do something about the recordings on our, I don't know, corrupt the files or something that, so that there's no proof. And then maybe we can get away. No, they don't do that. The shit comes out and they're going to get prosecuted now, most likely. So I was looking a little bit, around a little bit, and then I found this video, which really kind of freaked me out because I don't understand this at all. Let's have a listen.
With major developments out of Memphis, where the fallout is growing in the Tyre Nichols case. The Memphis Fire Department has now fired 2 EMTs and a lieutenant, saying they violated numerous policies and protocols when they were called to the scene on January 7th after Nichols had been beaten and pepper sprayed. Those terminations were confirmed late today by the fire chief, who released a letter which says the EMTs failed to conduct an adequate patient assessment of Nichols. Also today, the Memphis Police Department revealed that in all 7 officers were relieved of duty on January 8th. The 5 officers who were charged in Nichols' death, plus 2 more who have not been charged. Protesters are taking to the streets again tonight, renewing calls for police reform and demanding justice for Tyre. This was Chicago just moments ago, where many
You can only imagine that there was discussion between the police that, you know, it's better this guy dies. Don't assess him. Don't help him, because it's better if he dies, because, you know, he's possibly a you know, if he can talk, he'll tell what happened, and then, you know, we're in the shit. Yet at the same time, the footage of them doing it, it's like, come on, dude. Like, they should be fired for what they've done. They should be fired because they're too stupid to be cops in the first place. Honestly, I'm gonna start, you know, doing crime and filming it, and then, like, hoping to get away with it, while at the same time handing in the footage of me perpetrating the crime to the police. Oh my God. There are these things that happen and you go, holy shit, how is this even possible? How can this fucking happen? How can anybody be that dumb and live to a certain age? You know, I mean, that they haven't killed themselves ironing their clothes yet is a miracle, right? So, and I honestly don't want to make light of this, but I find it really insanely stupid. And all I can say is, for the sake of everyone, including the victims and the victims' family, I hope to God, I'm not religious, so I don't hope to God, I hope for our future that this sort of shit can just be stopped. Anyway, thanks for watching.